What's going on, my friends? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin, Litecoin, ADA, Ethereum, XRP, and Solana. Those are ones we're going to go over today. Appreciate you all putting the comments down low. Those are the ones that got the most votes. So what I want to do is start out with Bitcoin here. And the reason for that, guys, it's obviously the driver of the market. We have to pay attention to what Bitcoin's going to do because, in my opinion, it's going to determine what the altcoins do. You know, if Bitcoin does have a break of this green trend line here, guys, and we see rejection, continued rejection at the 0.618, most likely it's going to bring some of the coins down with it that have been having some run. So we just want to be careful of that right now as we're in this area. So what you can see on the 1 day time frame, what I'm paying attention to at least, is staying up above this green trend line. That's going to be important for us on the 1 day time frame. And I'm also looking at this resistance area that we hit, that we were talking about yesterday, this 0.618. So you can see this in yellow right there. That's an area I'm paying a lot of attention to, because it would be the reverse here, guys. We had this big fall and we had a reaction back up to basically the honey hole here, you know, the sweet spot, the 0.618. People call it the golden pocket. And if you see rejection off that, sometimes you can actually go back down to that 0.382, which would confirm a trend line break as well. And that could put us back down around $40,000. It says here $39,288. And I think it's important to pay attention to all this stuff if you're playing the altcoins as well. So right now I still have my Zcash running, I have my XLM running, and that was actually from my vacation. Those ones I'm still letting run right now, but I have stop losses in profit. I've just been slowly sneaking it up behind in case we do get that dump. So I'm going to allow them some time here to see if Bitcoin's able to set a higher low where we're at today and then potentially go up and set a higher high. But nothing's for sure yet, because we have to pay attention to this as well here. So guys, we had our rejection at the 0.618. We bounced back down here roughly to about 45,447, and then we tried to get up again. It was almost like we had a lower high here, and then we got pushed down again. Okay, so just be careful of this in this area here. And what you're looking at now, as price was going up, the stochastic RSI, you're actually having that negative divergence. Right now we're at 46 and 62 on the stock, and we have had a downside cross, and the relative strength is at 63 right now. So just be a little bit more cautious out there, guys. You know, for the bulls, we want to see us break up above 47,590 is going to be the main area. And then in terms of support, we'd basically want to hold right where we're at, or where we wick down to at some point today at 45,173 is the area that I'm going to want to see hold there. So next, what we're going to take a look at is Litecoin. We had a lot of requests for Litecoin. We'll take a look at that, how that's been looking. All right, so I was going over some of my trades, guys, and I'll tell you basically what I was doing and what I was looking at, so you can also learn from some things as well that I've done right and wrong. So for Litecoin, I got in at about, I think my average was $147. And what I did while I was at the beach here, I just continued to creep the stop loss up, and I got stopped out at 178.10 was my stop area. Now I continued to let a little bit of a portion, which we call the moon bag run, which is going right now. But for me, I probably should have held on just a little bit longer, but I wanted to lock in that profits. My main thing is I never want to have something that I'm in a profit turn into a loss. I want it to at least get some profit out of it, break even, and not lose any money. That's my main game, basically, guys. If I'm in a winning position, I'll try to get that break even stop as soon as I can and then just trail it up behind it. So I probably had my stop loss a little bit too tight, and I think that's where I might have messed up on that one. But for Litecoin right now, what we need to do, we need to continue to keep these higher lows coming in. And this is what we're looking at. So here was our low, higher low, higher low, higher low. We're trying to keep a higher low right here. This is what's going to be important. So for Litecoin, we need to hold about $173.58. To the upside, overhead resistance, we need to get over 189.47. That's where we started to see some rejection. And then my next overhead resistance area I'd look at is the round psychological number of $200 if we're able to get to that. Another thing I'd put on your charts here, guys, I would draw a trend line just like this. And that's what we want to continue to see hold. Right? If we start having a trend line break, most likely we're going to lose half of the move or so, and we're going to be down into some lower areas here. So always be careful, guys. I really always would suggest that when you're in winning positions, never let them turn into losers. At least break even, get some profit out of it. For me, if I'm working in a trade and I was right in a trade, I want to get something from that. I want to take a little profit from that for sure, no matter what. and then I can look for the next opportunity. So the stock right now is at 75 and 87, and the relative strength is at 67 right now. If we take a look at the technicals, for Litecoin, we have a 3 sell, a 10 neutral, and a 13 buy. Oscillators, 1 sell, 9 neutral, and a 1 buy. Moving averages, 2 sell, 1 neutral, and a 12 buy. And that's because on the 1-day time frame here for Litecoin, we are trading up above all of our moving averages. We have gotten up above those. So that's an important thing for us. But now we want to see that volume. We need some heavier volume to push up into some of these higher levels here, unless we're going to get some type of retracement or cooling down period. All right, so that's Litecoin, guys. If you like me covering Litecoin, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, put down low that you're here for Litecoin so that I can continue to cover it for you if you guys are interested. Next one we're going to take a look at is Ethereum. And this is all on the 1-day time frame here, just so you guys know. All right, so Ethereum, I believe this is my trend line from the 4-hour time frame, but on the 1-day, we have had a confirmed candle close below this trend line that I was looking at here. It almost looks like we're having a little bit of a back test of that trend line today. Guys, let me get into the 4-hour here just to see. Yes, so it actually looks like we broke that trend line. We're back testing it now, so we need to get back up in that, or most likely this is just going to be a lower high, and we may have another drop to the downside here, because what you can see in this trend here, guys, basically we had all this accumulation area, so stage 1, then we had our stage 2, and we're looking to see if we're going to have that stage 3 where we have some distribution up here, and then potentially stage 4 where we start going down. Because what you have to realize, guys, you're going to have stage 1, 2, 3, and 4 on all different time frames. So you can do it from the 1 minute all the way out to the 1 month or whatever. But on the 4-hour here, we just have to pay attention that this doesn't turn into almost like one of those rounding tops here or losing strength, because the higher highs have not been gaining a lot of strength. You see, like back in here, guys, here was a high, and then we had a higher high that was much higher, and then they're getting a little bit lower here, almost like Bitcoin was doing on the 1-day time frame when we started to slow down around like 55 to 65,000. So just be careful of that. We definitely can pop back up in here. We have still not really lost the higher lows per se. If we're looking here, guys, and we'll just work our way up here, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. And this is the area that needs to hold to continue those higher lows. But we did break down through that trend line that I had on the 4-hour time frame there for Ethereum. So if we get out to the 1-day time frame, we're trading up above the 20, the 50, the 100, and the 200 moving average there. The stock is at 18 and 30 right now. Relative strength is sitting at 64. I want to get this trend line off just to show you a little bit more, guys. Get some lines out of here, and I wanted to look at support. So support, let's keep an eye on we call it $2,918, and I'd look down to around $2,631. Those are going to be the downside targets. Overhead, we need to break 3,358 are the main areas that we need to watch. But you can see we got this really nice break out of here, guys. So we pushed down, and this was our W. We had the neckline there. We broke out of the neckline, and we've had a really nice run here. So I wouldn't be surprised if we did have some consolidation or pulling back in the shorter term a little bit. But, you know, this is cryptocurrency, and we can continue to do whatever we want to do. Every day, guys, is something new. So, and I hope you learn something new every day. So that's going to be Ethereum. Next one we're going to get into, let's take a look at ADA. I believe I have it up here. So we're back around $2. So guys, the next major overhead resistance area I'm going to look for here on the 1-day time frame is going to be around $2.32. Is going to be the overhead resistance area that we need to get up through. We've had a really nice move through here. Even this last little bit here was on above average volume. Our sell-off was on weaker volume, so we still may get another kick to the upside here. That's definitely something I'm going to pay attention to if Bitcoin can continue to behave itself. So Cardano right here, I love seeing these nice impulse moves, guys, and then when you have those sell-offs, what you're looking for is that weak volume and then a large stick of volume again. Is what you're looking for if we can pull off this little bull flag there. Nothing's guaranteed, though. You know, you could just roll over right here if we don't find support, and we could be looking back around $1.85 for support is going to be the area. The stock right now is at 70 and 84, and we are having a cross to the downside. Relative strength is up around about 78 right now, so we want to pay attention to that. In this previous run that we had here, the relative strength got up to around 91. So typically we do get some type of sell-offs or consolidations once we hit those high 80s and 90s is something you're going to be looking for. Now if we just take a look at this move itself, and we pull a little micro fib here. If we look back to the 0.382, that'd be $1.67. If we go back to the 0.5, we'd be looking at $1.52. And the 0.618, that golden pocket, that's going to be at $1.38, right in that area if you're looking for retracements. If we take a look at the technicals, we have a 4 sell, 8 neutral, and a 14 buy. Oscillators, 3 sell, 7 neutral, and a 1 buy. And if we take a look at these, our commodity index channel is going to be a sell. Momentum is going to be a sell. MACD is a buy. Williams percentage range is going to be a sell, and the rest is going to be neutral. Moving average is looking very strong there because we're trading up above all of them. So that's a good thing. Let's take a look next. And if you're here for ADA, guys, and you want me to continue to cover ADA or throw that in, please let me know down below. Just type ADA, and we can do that from time to time because I at least want to get 1 to 2 altcoin videos out a week for you guys. So the next one we're going to take a look at is XRP. So XRP, we're at $1.18 right now. Kind of looks similar to ADA. You can see we had this nice impulse wave to the upside here. That was on above average volume. Now our sell-off here, this has been a little bit heavier volume, so we want to be aware of that. We had a doji candle up there on the 1-day time frame, and now the following day we had a bearish engulfing candle. And today we've had a little bit of a mix. We're going to have to wait for the close, but it's almost been like a doji, a lot of fight between the bulls and the bears up in this area. The relative strength's at 72 right now. If we take a look at some potential support areas, if we do fall to the downside, we're going to look around $1.03 to hold and then be down around 95 cents. If we do get another leg up, and this is a bull flag here, we're going to have to get over $1.33, and then I would target up around $2 would be the area. Anywhere from about $1.63 up to about $2 would be the target areas for that. If we take a look at the technicals, we have a 4 sell, an 8 neutral, and a 14 buy. Oscillators, 3 sell, 7 neutral, and a 1 buy. Moving averages, 1 sell, 1 neutral, and a 13 buy being up above all these right here. And then if we take a look at our little micro fib of this move, if we go back to the 0.382, we'd be looking at about 92 cents, the 0.5 at 82, and the 0.618 is going to be around 73 cents, just so you're aware of those areas. And if you like me putting out these targets, guys, and areas and using the fibs, just let me know down low. It's always appreciated. And for the algorithm, if you just leave a thumbs up or anything, it always helps. I try to do the best I can for you. And then if we take a look at Solana here, this had a really nice move on heavy volume there. Main thing you want to pay attention to, guys, whenever we have massive volume, sometimes that can mark a local top for us and we'll need some type of retracement, so just be aware of that. The stock right now in the 1-day time frame is at 196, so we're overbought in that range. Relative strength's up around 86. So I'm not saying it can't go higher. It definitely can go higher because, guys, what you look for if you're in a position like this, you want to let it ride until what you see is a retracement, and then you go back up a lower high because most likely then it's going to go down on you. But right here, I've made the mistake before when I'm in these positions and I'm looking at the relative strength and I'm riding it up like that. I go, okay, I better just take it. But sometimes it's better just to continue to let that position ride until you see the confirmation of the lower high on the 1-day time frame there. And then that'll most likely show you're going to head down a little farther. We're up above the 20, the 50, the 100, the 200. Really strong move out of here. So if you were down in here buying, this is a position, I mean, obviously you can put a break even on or a trailing stop loss on it, but this is one right now. It has a lot of momentum behind it. Okay, and that's what I would be looking for, is that sell-off, and then we pump back up, and it would be on lower buying volume, and then most likely that would tell you that's the time to potentially take your profit and wait for another great opportunity. So in the areas that we're looking at here, guys, resistance, we'd have to get up above $75 right there. Support, we would look at about $56.63, and then I'd look down to around $45.13. So I think I got them all for you guys. If you like me doing this, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I love you all. Hope this helps. Take care.